Today we are checking out my latest park project. It's been a minute since I had a personal park project. I've done a lot of other projects recently, a lot of changes to the channel, but I wanted to show you guys this project because I'm also playing the same park file as Bubba Whack Gaming, who is building a park in the same default park map as I am. So that's pretty cool. We're going to kind of compare parks, I think, when we're done. Yeah, let's move on. So, Smith's Grove. This is my latest project. I wanted to build this in the... It's like a farming template, or like a farm plot template that's in the challenges pack under Sandbox, and then you can choose the plot you want. Now, I did go in here earlier and I was touching up a roller coaster, and then I load OBS and my game crashed. So that's fun. So I lost a little bit of progress, but I want to show you guys kind of what's been going on in this park, what I've been building, and how it's going. So here's the entryway building. I'm kind of going for an industrial look. A lot of catwalks, a lot of overheads, things like that. And these metal buildings with the concrete foundations. Maybe I'm going to put another one here. Here comes this great coaster. Look at this. Ooh-wee. I love it. We're going to ride that in a little bit. Going through here, again, this isn't complete. It's going to say Smith's Grove over top of it. I'm going to do... This is my I'm pulling this stops out part. So I'm going to improve everything that I do in Planet Coaster 2 using this part. So I'm going to improve my build skills. I'm going to improve my coaster skills. I'm going to try to improve all that. Now, granted, I do have to have a disclaimer because the discussion comes up a lot anymore, and it seems like right now is one of those popular times. I'm not a coaster snob. I'm not one of those guys. So if you see one of my coasters, judge it on a creativity scale and not necessarily on a how close to reality did he get kind of scale. So a lot of these rides aren't named, but case in point, we have this boomerang coaster. This is a pretty cool coaster. Here it goes up the hill. And a pretty cool layout. Now, the barn does come with the park file, but I heavily altered it. I touched it up a lot. I did a lot. I even built like an under the coaster section down there for maintenance with a catwalk. And I think the coaster is about to come through. Yeah, here it comes. And the coaster kind of goes sailing through the building, up and out and through this element here, and then up, twists around, and then it goes around this helix. Kind of a helix that lays on its side a little bit. An angled one, a tilted one. And then up, and it gets pulled all the way to the top, and then it repeats the process in reverse. We'll ride these at the end. I'm going to go around and try to ride them at the end. But over here is a carousel I'm working on, and the ceiling. I'm doing that style that I love so much about around a rotator. I absolutely love it. They're easy. They're ADHD friendly, so I can just build a bunch and they come out really cool. And it doesn't cost me a lot of taxing mental energy to come up with. That's the kind of thing I love in the game. And then here's a drop tower, which I'm probably going to theme around frogs, I think, is where my mind was at with it. Here's some flat rides in the middle. I'm not going to spend too much time explaining the flat rides, particularly because they're boring all by themselves. I mean, they're cool things to have and they add a lot of life, but at their default value, they're kind of boring. So I'll introduce them as I touch them up, and I'm not entirely sure why the crowd level is so much louder in this direction. It's just like it cuts off over here, and it's crowdy. That's weird. Here's a tilt-a-whirl. I do have a friend that consistently calls it a tilt, and I'm always like, a whirl. Tilt, a whirl. You're tilting and whirling. Here's a really cool view of this coaster here. I do love that. There's the train back there, which we're going to get to in a very short period of time. Shout out to Moving Little Socks Discord over there. I was working with a bunch of people in chat, a handful of people, and we were discussing builds, and I was kind of showing how each day last week, or not last week, 2 weeks ago, a I'd set a challenge for myself to go ahead and build like a different kind of building each day than I'm used to. So here's my first attempt. Zany's Gifts. I do use an AI to kind of come up with a concept for me, and then I put it on a screen in the game on a little pedestal. And we might see one of those somewhere over there later. Because I'm going to be building an alien or a spaceship style. Yeah, there it is. We'll look at that in a bit. But yeah, so then I just try to go off of it and work on the building then. And Zany does have a character, which might be extended further in the development of the park. Although on the community tab on YouTube here, you guys did not vote for Zany as your favorite. The other two buildings were your favorite. And they're deadlocked right now. So here's the back of the window displays. Again, a little bit of a work in progress. I think his name's Collard Green Broccoli. Broccoli and I have interacted quite a bit on other Discords. And Broccoli had suggested maybe having a separate wall in the interior that you could then recolor, which I totally support and understand. So this is version 1 of me putting together a building. I do like this snap together grid of the gridded buildings, but also then I try to go off of that and work on finer details. So this is my first attempt. I think not bad. Cool shop, cool decor, nice double tone lights, good floor decals. In my opinion, it's all pretty tight. It's very boxy, very rectangular. So that's when you get to Ye Olde Emporium and Bakery. Tasty treats. Now we do have guests wandering around in here, but overall it's empty for now. It will be full very soon. In fact, I have another version of this in another park, and I've already finished the ceiling and stuff, so I know how this is going to work. This was my second attempt at building, and it focused more on pleasing sight lines within the build. Now, I think I knocked it out of the park with this build. I love this build. It's one of my favorite buildings I've ever made in the game. Now, granted, if you're a building snob, a lot like a coaster snob, you will look at it and say, oh my gosh, I could have done so much better. What the heck is he doing? But remember, I don't even have an example. I built boxy, single grid structures that I plopped down everywhere in my previous parks. And this fella is definitely standing in the garbage can. What are you doing? You and your chain wallet. So there's this build style here, and I think I did good. I even worked with trim around the edges of the building. Helps especially with Z fighting. It's really nice. And then I came up with Whimsy Widgets, which was around the same time, almost in the same day, really. It was like the next day, and I thought, well, that'll be an arcade. Because the park does need an arcade. Now, I did build like a custom area here, and then some shelving under here with some lights, and then I put, like stuff, like the huge toys and stuff on top of these claw machines, and a raven up there on the wall, and some cloud decals, just to fill in the space. But it drives me nuts. The guests walk right through stuff. The clipping is crazy. There's the fortune teller. But yeah, Whimsy Widgets and Ye Olde Emporium were voted by you guys as your favorite buildings so far, my new building style. So thank you very much. I like the Ye Olde Emporium, it's my favorite. But Whimsy Widgets is definitely another one. It's a really cool concept. And you can see the windows have activity going on in them. And then up top, there's little windows. There's even a balcony up there, which I don't know if I can, trying to jump and show you. I don't know if I can 100% kind of reveal that without getting out of this mode, and I don't want to do that. Here is the train ride of the park, and it's got a big old locomotive out front, which I think is just absolutely awesome. We have that we can place, and then of course tag its pathing. And if we walk over here, you can kind of see into the station itself. I have a lot going on in here, a lot of neat features. And there's even I don't know if I can show it to you. There's a feature in this other room over here. I guess we'll get there when we ride it. We'll be able to see that. So we're gonna ride each of the coasters. There's 1, 2, 3 coasters and the train ride. Here's what I'm talking about. I get a sign, I have a concept building, and then I have a sign and a movie screen, and I just sort of prop it up and place it here. So that kind of alien looking thing will go in there. And then this plaza here will lead to some additional rides, and of course restaurants and shops and bathrooms and you name it, it's all going to be here. I am hung up on the pathway there again. It's crazy. Here is this coaster, this wooden coaster. I'm hung up on this path again. That drives me nuts. I'm literally like stuck. I'm stuck in between like 2 places. Like finessing. Maybe if I just go backwards. No. Alright, one moment then we'll like cut. And what we'll do is just cut to me walking up to this coaster. Okay. Here we are. We're back. There we are. We are good to go. We're gonna actually attempt to walk down here and not be able to. We're not good to go. This is what we're gonna do to solve that. Oh, that is super annoying. You can't get over there from over here. We're gonna ride the coaster. I hope you guys enjoy it. And there we go. That coaster does pay homage a little bit to my favorite coaster in the world, the Phoenix. Coming down this ramp, I have terrible PTSD over that pathing. Ugh. Keep thinking I'm gonna get stuck. It's giving me anxiety. Yuck. Oh, there I got stuck. It's like my worst fear is coming true. All right, so we are gonna go down here and get on this ride, this coaster. This is another one I really carefully constructed, like where things went. But again, I'm no coaster expert, I'm no coaster snob. I'm definitely not capable of making like a highly accurate, highly intricately done coaster. And I would hope that you would judge my work accordingly. Purely from a fun standpoint. Quasi-realistic is the style I like. So it's almost like a fantasy of realism. So it's realism plus. So here we go. Enjoy the ride. And there we are. That's all there is to that. It's not meant to be a giant coaster, and it certainly isn't meant to be like, you know, world class, but it is a fun coaster. I think that initial punch when you go up over that hill, it is a bit much. The top hat, it's a bit much, but it's fun. All right, and then we're gonna head over here, and actually, I'm gonna do my best to snail crawl, because apparently you can't go any faster. Snail crawl over here to the train ride, because we can ride the train, talk about some things about the channel, and get a little bit of a break in our legs, and then we'll go ride the boomerang coaster, the barn one. That'd be our nice finisher. Let's take a ride here on the train, like I said, and maybe we can talk about the channel, talk about a couple other things. So let's go back here to the back, and we'll have a ride on the train. Enjoy these. There's some animatronic characters by Tiki Cat here. They're not animated. I should make that clear. So with the channel, we're going to be doing another one of those educational, edutainment type videos. This one about the different types of players in Planet Coaster 2, and then how we all relate to that, how to identify what type of player we are, and then how we fit within our communities as that type of player. And a lot of it has to do with the type of person that we are, because each of us is different. We're all snowflakes. We all are lovely, different individuals with our different experiences and lives and interest levels. And we each have a very important part to play in the communities that we're in, whether we're casual or we're extremely dedicated. Those are all important little elements. Sometimes being a person who's introverted and kind of a wallflower, just a lurker in their Discord community, they're needed too. And believe it or not, you're needed as well. So all types are needed in each community, and we're going to talk about that in our video. Not in this video, but in that video. Certainly keep an eye on that on the channel. We're also going to be doing a spotlight of one of Marvy G's parks, and we're going to get to some old spotlights from my spotlight form. The spotlight form is in the description, and feel free to join us on Module 7, because we are the home of 3 different Planet Coaster 2 contests right now. And each one has different prizes. We're giving away a Titan building rank, which only happens once a year. So yeah, check those contests out. Come to the Discord, check those contests out. I think you will enjoy them. I think that you will really love those contests. I think that those are something that, believe me, there's a different type of contest for each kind of person. I'm pretty sure. And you never know, micro contests pop up all the time. I've had Humble Bundle for years, and at this point I have so many keys and entitlements that I need to give away stuff. So yeah, lots of micro contests are going to come, like a flat ride contest. That'd be cool, right? All right, let's go ahead and get in line for this boomerang coaster to finish it all off. I really do want to say I appreciate each and every one of you who watches these videos, who comments, who, you know, interacts in some way. That is all extremely important to me. Finishing, shout out to you for recently featuring Tinyland on your channel. I enjoyed your perspective on that, and that was a lot of fun to watch. Shout out to the Spotlight gang. You guys have been helping me navigate through everything as I change how I do content and all that. It's been great. It's wonderful, supportive. And everybody on Module 7, you guys have been fantastic. Enjoy this ride, and honestly, you should probably watch whatever video pops up on the screen, because it's the summer solstice. I have this itch, this feeling that you're going to enjoy the video. I don't know, I guess we'll call it intuition. A shout out to the real ones who stayed until the very, very, very end of the video. I have a cool announcement for you. Let me back out into aerial view. I want you to help me out. If you have a Planko friend or some kind of statue or item in the game that you've built with simple shapes and things like that, and it is meaningful to you, or it's a representation of you, or whatever it is, get it to me. I want to put it along the train route with your name underneath. I think it'd be a really cool idea, and honestly, if you stayed till this part of the video, hey, give me a shout out in the comments about staying to the end of the video. I'd love to personally thank you for it, seriously. And get those Channel 5 Planko friends to me ASAP, or even ones, custom ones that you make yourself with simple shapes, or with the, with the Planko friends kit. That's what it was made for, is to make, characters and things like that. So yeah, get me that stuff. I'll put it in my train ride here, or possibly in another part of Smith's Grove. I mean, there's lots of space here. We got to put all kinds of stuff down. And tune in next time, guys, because it won't be long, and I'll be doing an update video to this park. I'm currently working on 3 different park files. So I wasn't kidding, though, about that video that's on the screen right now. You definitely should watch it. It's extremely important that you do.